We're in the season of Lent, and one of the special things we wanted to do this year during Lent was have a number of our congregation just share about their faith journey. Tell us how they got to where they are now in their spiritual journey. So we've got a series lined up of folks from age 16 to 83, and this morning, Jennifer Kiers is going to start us off. She was brave enough and gracious enough to go first. So Jennifer, please come. Jennifer teaches in Graceland, so we've got her in here for, I hope, about 8 minutes. We won't keep you too long because I know you got to get back to your class. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I grew up in the United Church where my family was actively involved. As a child, I went to Sunday school, and then as a teen, I worked at a Christian summer camp and taught in Sunday school. In our home, my mom really encouraged that open discussion and conversations about God and about faith. We prayed as a family before supper, and we prayed before bedtime. And these experiences for sure laid the foundation upon which my faith has now grown. In grade 12, Alvin, who's my now husband, and I started dating. Yes, we're high school sweethearts. And I was introduced to his family and his church, which was different than mine. I attended his profession of faith classes with him, and I can see that all along and all through that, God was leading me closer to a relationship with him. In 1998, Alvin and I were married, and shortly after we came here to Burlington. We lived quite close to this church, so this was where we decided to come and check it out. Happened to also be the same time that this 9 o'clock service was just starting. We immediately felt welcomed by the people when we came here. We felt comfortable with the worship style that was here. The messages were relevant to our lives, and we really felt challenged by them. It was here that I learned that Jesus longs for each of us to have a personal relationship with him. That term, personal relationship, I hadn't heard before. The Jesus of my childhood was a great guy. I knew the Old Testament stories well. Heaven was definitely a place I believed in and I wanted to go. But here at Wellington Square was where my faith was really stretched into what it is becoming today. Alvin and I, since coming here, have become more and more involved in this church family. I love this church family. My dearest friends are here. My emotional and my spiritual support is here. And I have learned so much from many of you. We're doing life together, and it's good. We have 3 children now who are in Graceland, and they're learning about the heart of God, and they're learning to trust God. The seeds of faith are being planted in them now. Besides my involvement here at Wellington Square, my daily time with God every day is essential to my faith journey. Several years ago, I committed to the practice of reading my Bible and my devotional and praying every morning. I journal or write my prayers because I get too distracted when I pray silently in my head. And this morning time with God has become a necessary part of my faith journey. The closer I grow to God, the more truth I hear in his words, and the deeper they speak and they stay in my heart. Proverbs 4:20-22 says, "Listen to my words. Never let them get away from you. Remember them and keep them in your heart. They will give you life and health." And his words, kept in my heart, speak to me when I most need to hear them, or when my kids most need to be reminded of them. I can speak those truths over them. And spending that time with God allows me to do that. It makes a difference for me. Recently, God keeps nudging me with the word trust. This is my challenge right now, and he is encouraging me and leading me towards more trust, to trust him more and more in every aspect of my life. And sometimes in the midst of those really tough days, saying those words over and over again in my head are the things that get me through. I trust you, God. I trust you to never let me go. I trust that you are holding me by my right hand. I will not be afraid. There is nothing that can separate us from his love.